Welcome, everyone, to the Class Cast, Episode 4. Matrix Lord 2 and 2. And I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Yay, I'm back.
What's up, Connor?
Hello.
All right. Sometimes I don't create, like, the brightest of ideas, and I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, and I guess I decided it would be really cool to have a class cast, thinking that, you know, maybe this might be around for like a while. I mean, we still don't know. So, you know, please, you know, hide the embarrassment and in the comment section. I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. But we're gonna
anyone's
probably. And I mean, I don't even think it's on the 48th place. Like
it didn't even reach the top 50 in the iPlayer most watched charts for any of the episodes. All 8 episodes were below the 50 mark.
And I mean, I'm not making excuses for it, but if you're going to release a Doctor Who spinoff, wouldn't you have it on the BBC One, and wouldn't you have it in America around the same time? And when you Google it, if Google don't even know what the fuck it is, and then you have to go to Yahoo, and then Bing, and then you have to type in weird shit just to get it. I mean, I
have to type in Doctor Who class, but I know what you mean. I
tried so hard because I just wanted to know. I wasn't named an episode, and I'm like, class, and then like they didn't know what that was. Then I put BBC class, they didn't know what that was. I'm like, class, Peter Capaldi, and then all of a sudden, okay, thank you, Peter Capaldi. Thank you, because like it didn't recognize anything. It's like looking for like, I mean, really. So, we had a 2-parter by Patrick Ness called the first. Well, here's the thing that doesn't make any sense. The first part of the 2-parter is called "Co-Owner of a Lonely Heart," which is a funky, Cold Medina cool title. And then the second part was called "Bravish Heart," which you could have just called it Co-Owner Lonely Heart Part 1 and 2, not to confuse the shit out of people. But anyway, the titles were cool. It's just a weird situation how, and I still don't understand how April and the Shadow King's heart got linked. I mean, where did his heart go? Like it's kind of
like in a loop, I think. Like they said, it's like it just shifts between the two of them.
And what caused that? The gun?
Yeah, because like she shot the. It was really like it was really badly like written. Like the explanation, I think it was like the gun locks onto the Shadow King, which is locked onto someone's shadow. So when she shot it, it missed and it hit her heart. Or so. It was really stupid.
First off, if I could just say something, Miss Quill's whole explanation about when she can use violence and not is the most confusing fucking thing in history. That you can have a gun but can't use it, but then it locks onto the person that's using it, then you mix them together like Jell-O mold or something.
Well, to be honest, that Miss Quill at first, you could kind of tell that she was playing a game. Like, she wanted them to shoot the Shadow King, so
right.
Then it gets her and not her.
Right.
She's obviously enslaved to Charlie.
Yeah, and that kind of also doesn't sit well with me, that you're supposed to root for these kids, but then the kid has a servant. And I'm like...
Well, to be fair,
that's nice.
They kind of... I don't know if you've seen later episodes, Joe.
I saw everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I was going to say, they do touch on that.
I know.
Episode, actually, with Tanya.
I mean, if you have an enemy, I mean, do you put, like, a collar on his neck and make him your dog? Not... I mean, you really don't do that because then you're lowering yourself to your enemy, I guess. But
that's what's put me off Charlie, to be fair.
Yeah, that did too. I mean,
the thing with Charlie is he doesn't really do much. He's just like there, and it's just the same old with Charlie, same old, just like him and Mateus going on and on about, oh, I love you, but I can't be with you, but I don't want to lose you, and it gets quite boring after a while.
Yeah,
I'd rather focus on characters like Miss Quill or Tanya.
I mean, Charlie should have been the leader, but then he's not the leader. And then you're like, well, Miss Quill's the leader, but she's not the leader. Then April's the leader, but then she's not. So you don't even have a leader. Everybody's just doing their own shit. And Charlie is, like, weak, and he's supposed to be strong. It's like, oh, I love you. Like, tears. And I'm like, all right, put the tongue away.
The scene that pissed me off about Charlie was in The Lost, the very last episode, where Tanya's just lost her mum and she's learning to fight with Miss Quill. And you see Charlie just come in, and there's absolutely no emotion on his face. He just wants what he's out for. You know, he doesn't care about anyone else. It's this sort of like aristocratic prince attitude, because of course he's the Prince of Rhodia.
Right.
You know, that's
I agree.
Just pissed me off about it.
And he just like always goes, "I'm the last of my kind. Boo hoo, boo hoo."
Yeah, cut that shit out. Yeah.
It's like Miss Quill. She's the last of her kind, but she does moan about it a bit, but she doesn't do it in a way that's like boasting, like, "Oh, I'm the last of my kind." Moan, moan, moan. And like the thing that really annoys me with Charlie in particular and Mateus, they don't speak like normal people. Like, I don't know if you saw in The Lost. They have like a scene where they're talking about I promise I will love you today, and it's like no one speaks like that. No one
first of all,
says all that poetry
you
shit.
didn't even go out for a week, and like it's the end all, above all, you know, endless love. I'll always love you. Shit, like it's a week,
and it's the same with Tanya and Ram, not Tanya, April and Ram. Like in this episode, particular, I think it was the Bravish Heart. They go to the Shadowkin world, and then they just start talking about Ram's religion, and it's like you wouldn't be talking about religion when you're about to get killed at any moment.
Well, they had sex though anyway, so they didn't even talk about religion. It's like,
yeah, it's just like,
it's like, okay.
And then the thing that really put me off this episode, and why I'm never gonna bother rewatching this episode, is you see the Shadowkin that's supposed to be the big bad of this series, the scariest, deadliest thing, having sex. And it's like, oh.
First of all, that was very odd, because next time I'm walking and I look on the ground and I see two rocks together, I'm just gonna like cringe, because I'm like, and everybody's face was like that when you saw like those two shadow rocks, and when the woman sounds like a man of a shadow,
you can't even understand what they're saying. To be fair,
that scares the shit out of me. It was like she's like talking like a man, and we didn't even know if it was another man with the shadow. And it was like, and then all of a sudden she's a complete sorceress. All of a sudden, because she's a female shadow, like she knows everything he don't know, and he's the king. So April has sex with Ram, and then the Shadow King has sex because April has sex. That's like weird. Too weird.
I will say that these two episodes are the worst of the series, but one thing I do like is the introduction of Pookie Quinzel as the headmistress.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I was just about to say, it's the only redeeming feature is Dorothea.
My problem is, I think that when he came up with this concept, because again, ultimately, Doctor Who's off the air. These people need to have jobs. So they're working on Class with Moffat. You know, like, I mean, Moffat is paying for it or whatever he's doing, and they're just having a job because Doctor Who's off the air. So, like, does he write the episode and he's like, all right, let me get your attention. Two guys having sex. Oh! And then this one having sex. Oh! And then this love affair of this, the greatest love ever in history for a week with Charlie and Mateus. Oh! But then let's throw, like, a plant that is connected to the whole entire freaking country and is killing people in supermarkets, and nobody has that on the news. That there's, like, hundreds of people that are dead, and dogs and everything. And it's not like you don't see, where is Unit? Unit don't come out. Because that's just regular stuff, man. Hundreds of people die all the time. I didn't see Unit. I didn't see Torchwood or anything, or Under the Visions. Nothing. It's just
Sarah Jane.
Like, it's just so weird. And it's like, and honestly, that episode where the father's talking with, like, something out of the Matrix who's got something in the back of his head that's like a friggin' extension cord throughout the whole town, that was the most disturbing and stupid episode I've ever seen.
I wouldn't call it disturbing. It was just very, like,
it's really dumb. It was just dumb. Why couldn't you just yank that thing? I mean, Miss Quill had the right idea with the car. Just yank his connection. You know, like, stop it already. I'm done with this. This episode sucks. Move on. So
I like talking about this episode. I did like the idea of the petals. Like, when I first heard we were going to get the aliens to be petals, I was like, oh, great, flower monsters again. But they actually were pretty cool. I quite like them.
But Patrick Ness created, and again, for everybody who's watching this, this is not meant to be a bash class cast. We have to get our feelings of what's wrong and what's right and what they should have done. You know? And my whole thing is that I bashed the shit out of it before it even started, if you remember. And then I came around, I'm like, all right, I bought his book with the Fifth Doctor, and then I'm like, okay, let me give it a chance. And I did the theme music, perfect for me. I like that. Opening episode, loved it, you know? And although I felt the Doctor's place wasn't really, you know, oh, I'm the Doctor, and everybody's like, oh, okay, you're whatever that means. You know, it's like, but anyway, then it got weird, like really weird. I mean, in the beginning, I thought that April was going to have a romance with Charlie, but now that was out of the picture right away. Then Ram, he looked like sort of like a dick, but then he looked like he was a dick, but he wasn't really a dick. He was cool, and he had a heart, and he cared about people, but it was hard for him to come around. Tanya seems like the supreme intelligent, like she's got it right on about everybody, but nobody wants to give her the time of day, and she's very, very young, so that's kind of like weird. You know, she starts talking to Ram all the time. So, but now we get to a point where you introduce her father, April, and it's the weirdest fucking shit in history. That in this 2-part episode, you say the history that the guy tried to kill himself with the wife and the baby, or her and the kid in the car, which absolutely makes no effing sense. That the mother, knowing that he was like weird like that, would let him behind the wheel with the young April in the car.
The thing I didn't get was the way the dad was portrayed was he was quite a comedic character at times. It's like he's supposed to be this really dark, messed up person who tried to kill them all, but he was acting quite like he had a few funny lines and stuff, and it was like, I really don't get this. Like, why is he here?
The guy is very. I don't want to use words that just whatever, but it's like Freddy Krueger killing kids and then making jokes. I mean, this guy basically is a creep. And then this guy is using a motivational speech to pump his daughter. And how could that work if she hates his friggin' guts? Like, you could do it, sweetheart. You're strong. It's like, dude, you're weird. Like, get away. Like, why? You know? I mean, it was just Patrick Ness. Like, did he want us to like a creep? I mean, I can't. Could you?
It's just the entire scene in the garden. Just was so it was bad,
fucking disturbing.
Bad writing.
I just don't get how she like that bit where she's like whipping her sword around and it tears a hole in space time. Like, how does she know how to do that? And it's like, and then Ram like comes running and he's like, "Tell my dad," and you can't even hear it, and you have to put subtitles on, and like her mum's just cool with it.
And then she gets like her legs work. I don't understand.
Yeah, the thing is, the actress who plays her, Jackie, the actress who plays Jackie, she's actually disabled in real life, so she can't walk. So then they give like Patrick Ness writes into the show that she can now walk, but you never really see her walk because
she can't walk.
Yeah, that's what. Surely you would hire an actress who wasn't disabled so she could actually walk when she gets cured. So then it would make more sense. You'd be like, oh, she can actually walk. So well, there was no point doing it.
I could just imagine her talking to Patrick Ness. He's like, "All right, you're going to be able to walk now," but I can't.
And he's just like, "Oh, you can just sit in a chair."
And he's like, "Well, how much is it going to cost for CGI?" And it's like, "No, we're not going to give you the money for that." And it's like, "Oh, I'll just make it that she's struggling, and she's out of her chair, and that means she can walk." That's bad.
It was just pretty stupid. It's like in the episode The Lost, like she's sitting in her chair, and then the Shadow King like has a sword to her throat, about to kill her. And it's like, surely if she can walk, she would have like moved, but she can't. But
the explanation sucks. I mean, why she could walk again? How did? First of all, April didn't even know how to open up doors through interdimensionals. So, like, was it an instinct thing? Let me just stab my mother through the chest, and then that means she could walk, touching her spine. I mean, it was all over the place. It was all over the place, right? Can we admit that?
I agree that.
It was kind of.
And it's like in that same episode, you have the whole Cabinet of Souls dilemma. Like, oh, will they open it? Will they not?
I hate that whole thing.
And it's like the whole point of the Cabinet of Souls in episode 1, the Doctor says you can't use it because you can't fight genocide with genocide, and they all like agree. And then in this episode, it's brought up again. They're like, oh, will they use it? Will they not? And it's
they're bringing up every damn episode.
And then in the finale, you have. Then in the finale, the Shadowkin are back, and you're like, oh, they're obviously going to use it. And then it's like, everything the Doctor said about genocide versus genocide, oh, we just forget that now because, yeah, it's the end of the series. So
there is a Marvel weapon in Marvel Comics called the Ultimate Nullifier. That's basically the same thing. You use it, you kill everything, and you kill yourself. And that's basically what it is, an Ultimate Nullifier. Nullifying the threat, nullifying you. So, again, and this is the sad part, I like the two-part. I mean, I didn't think it was great, but I'm like, okay, it's better than...
I really didn't enjoy this one. This one, to be fair, it put me in a kind of a, I can't be bothered.
You had that not-so-fresh feeling after that?
Yeah, like, after this one, these two, especially the sex scene, that just was like, so there's no need for it. It was just done for shock value.
Do they ever go to school? Like, do they ever, like, have, I mean, like, this, you just leave class while stuff's happening and fight aliens and, like, nobody gets in trouble? But they have to explain that with, oh, now we got this other division besides Torchwood and Unit where these freaky deaky governors are like doing stuff with aliens in the school. And it's okay that you missed like 5 classes. It's all right.
And this is another thing I don't get. It's like looking back at class, there's so many hints about the governors. You have like the robot in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out the Weeping Angels are behind it.
Right.
Why would the Angels be hiring robots and stuff? Like, that's not what the Angels do. They don't build robots. And
yeah, well, the only person that ever heard the Weeping Angels talk was River's Song because her mother had an angel in her. And I guess because she gave birth to her, like she can hear them in her head or somehow communicate with them. But nobody communicates with the angels.
Where did that come from? I didn't know. Where was River speaking to angels?
No, not that she talks to them, but she could hear them in her head. Remember, that was an Angel Stick Manhattan. She told them she could hear them. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, but anyway, I didn't mean that to drop topic off of class. I apologize.
No. It's fine. I just wanted to, because I haven't seen that. I saw it like once, and I hate that episode so much. So it's a recap for me. But this I don't get why
this part fiasco over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like in this episode, they mentioned the governors again, and it's like it makes no sense why the Weeping Angels want the arm out of Quill's head. Like, surely that.
Yeah, I mean, do they think that that's their bodyguard they're going to make her out of to help them in missions?
And why do they want, like, they get really pissed when he uses the Cabinet of Souls. So what? It makes no sense. Why would the Angels want the Cabinet of Souls, which would kill them?
I don't know. That's weird. So ultimately, what do you rate it?
5 out of 10. Maybe even just a bit less. 4.5.
I'd give episode 1 of this 2-part a 3 out of 10, and I'd give the second part maybe 5.
I'm going to give it a 6. And, just basic passing, I guess. But still not good enough to be, But all right.
I'd give it a 4 overall.
Yeah. And again, we really wanted to like the show. So,
I do like the show. It's just
and I do too, but it's... All right, so we're going to end this one. We're going to go into another one. Give me about 10 minutes, guys, and then we'll go into the next cast. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, bye for now.